This crowd is all pumped up. James with the steal, and LeBron puts it down.
We overcome the environment on the road with poise and composure.
Hibbert stuffs. Good play by Wade. It counts as a foul. George stuffs. What a move.
A superstar in the making.
Oh, LeBron with the reverse. Here comes George, got the step and stuffs. What a move! It counts on the foul. He beat LeBron James with that quick step. A sensational move by Paul George.
Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome to Game Time, presented by State Farm on NBATV. Rick Kamla with Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, former Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell, and Bulls guard Nate Robinson. We are here with the story from Miami, where the Heat hosted the Pacers in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And we take you there with a look at LeBron James. 30, 10, and 10 in the Game 1 victory. Roy Hibbert benched for the last 2 defensive possessions of Game 1. And here is LeBron James driving on Roy Hibbert.
Should have dunked that. He should have dunked that right there. No floaters.
Teardrop, make him cry.
You got to dunk on him.
But Indiana would build a 10-point lead in the first quarter. Turnover here by Miami. Up ahead of the pack, Paul George.
I thought Indiana came out very aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, playing with extreme confidence, and they have to score in transition, which George did right there.
Roy Hibbert misses and gets it back.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Shane Battier rotates over to Roy Hibbert. Not much he can do when they miss a shot. It's just Roy Hibbert wide open to clean up on the glass, easy putback.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Dwayne Wade taking his time, and it is Chris Bosh driving and scoring. And watch this turnover by Roy Hibbert. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, Sam talked about it when he coached Bosh in Toronto. He said you got to put him at the elbow and let him drive the basketball, and it's just what he did on that play.
LeBron James fouled by Sam Young. A technical would be called on Sam. See right here, gets eye to eye with LeBron.
We don't take no stuff, Rick.
And assistant coach Brian Shaw has called for a technical foul as well, as he tells the referee, ball don't lie.
Ooh,
After Ray Allen misses the technical free throw.
The Shea Wallace quote, ball don't lie.
So we continue on. Tyler Hansbrough, nice feed to Hibbert, the miss and the putback.
Man, I mean, he's just on the glass. He's brutal, man. He's a big guy, soft touch around the rim. It's easy.
Playoff career high 29 points for Roy Hibbert to go with 10 rebounds and more chippy play. Wade gets Hansbrough up in the air.
And he's mad about that pump fake. Look, why you do that?
And the slap on upside the head. I mean,
why you do that?
That was definitely something. That was a play that I haven't seen in the NBA before.
Hansbrough was called for a technical foul. Chris Bosh for 3. He had 17, and Sam right here, he's going to tie the game.
Yeah, Chris Bosh can make the 3, but the thing I like about it, get him moving, get him that 17-foot range, give him the option of a jump shot or get into the basket right then. Take one dribble, pull up jump shot.
George Hill struggled in Game 1. He was solid in Game 2. That 3 put the Pacers up 9. More from Roy Hibbert, giving the Pacers their biggest lead of the game at 13.
On the pick and roll, you saw that Chalmers had to be the help man, and he's just too small. Hibbert, too big and strong, scores easily in the paint.
The Heat closed the half on a 7-0 run, capped by this 3 from Mike Miller.
Big-time pass by a big-time player.
Pacers, 6-point halftime lead in Game 2. They had a 5-point halftime lead in Game 1. And we go to the third. And the Pacers turn it over. And the Heat are running. And LeBron James goes for a swing.
And this is where Miami's extremely dangerous, is in the open court. After turnovers, they score in transition. And they're the most deadly team in the NBA in transition after turnover. You see Wade and LeBron. They just have a know-how and a know where each other is at all times on the floor. We see right here West give Chalmers a little shot, looking for that sore shoulder, and that's what the veterans do.
And he found it, and Lance Stevenson found Paul George.
Yeah, absolutely. Indiana getting out, getting some transition basket over the top.
Hold up, dribbles. Hold that.
Sit down.
That play right there remind me of my boy Jimmy Butler did on Chris Bosh in Chicago. I remember that.
And I thought that was a big momentum play for Indiana, but LeBron answered back with the three-pointer. But this is when LeBron and George really got into it.
LeBron and George say game on, and Frank Vogel talking to his troops.
Keep attacking the basket. Keep attacking it. Okay? I want to shoot 50 free throws. I want to shoot 50 of them.
So Frank Vogel wanting a lot of free throws, and George Hill would miss that one. In fact, would miss his first 3 free throw attempts in the game. And then it's Dwayne Wade. He's going to find LeBron James. And the Heat are down 1.
Yeah, LeBron James flipped that play, got an easy layup. But what we're going to see somehow, Indiana changed their coverage late in the game against LeBron James.
Corner 3 from Chris Bosh. Heat up by 4, just over 6 to go.
That is a big-time play, coming off, finding your man, your big guy that can shoot threes in the corner, and he knocked it down.
Strong move by Roy Hibbert, poised in the paint. Indiana +1.
Again, the big man just too big, too dominant, too strong.
LeBron James, I heard a tweet, get him to the line, the floater, and 1. He would make the free throw. Heat by 2, but that was their last field goal of the game at the 3:31 mark of the 4th. David West, the hook, and Indiana takes a 2-point lead.
I mean, that's a big-time shot. David West is one of the best in the NBA at that little floater shot. Him, Al Jefferson, 2 of the best at it.
David West with the steal, but then great defense by Miami, and they're going to force a shot clock violation with under 20 seconds to go, so they get the ball back. Another chance to tie. Sam, take us through this.
Yeah, well, you look at this play, like Isaiah said, they run this play all the time. They're trying to get Indiana to switch, but the adjustment Indiana made was they did a short show and got back. They wanted to keep the length of Paul George on LeBron James. David West did a great job zoning up. And if you look at this play, I mean, everybody was in the right position to deflect that ball. Give Indiana credit. They made an adjustment on how they're going to play their play. Nate knows it. You know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
It's designed to create a switch and a mismatch. Indiana didn't bite. They just kept everybody at home.
Yeah, and if David West didn't get his hand on that, Stevenson had his back and he would have got the steal.
And George Hill was playing center field, so he could rotate either way.
Pacers win Game 2, 97-93. They tie the Eastern Conference Finals at 1 game apiece and wrest home court advantage from the champs as this series heads back to Indianapolis on Sunday. And Eric Spoelstra, after the game, talked about those late turnovers by his team.
They made 2 good defensive plays with deflections. I'd run that again. If I had the opportunity again, so would LJ. That happens. You have to give them credit for the active hands. The possession before, if the ball would have gotten to Ray, I think he would have had a very good, clean look at it. And those are the breaks of the game, and we just have to be a little bit more efficient going down the stretch.
Emotionally, I didn't have many emotions after Game 1, after making the game winner. I felt like it was just one game. We won one game, and tonight we lost one. So emotionally, I'm still at the same level I've been at. We had an opportunity, but they played well enough to win Game 2.
The last 2 defensive possessions looked like you guys knew exactly what they were going to run. You got 2 deflections, 2 turnovers.
I just thought we did a good job of, staying the course. We knew there was going to be some stuff for Ray Allen. They're different in the regards. They have a lot of guards setting the ball screen, so we were able to defend that pretty well. We prepared for that yesterday.
The right word to describe David West's performance tonight and most of his time here in Indiana is will. He has just incredible will to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. And glad he's on our side competing for this championship.
For LeBron, it was his first career playoff game with 2 turnovers in the final minute. Sam, break it down.
Well, Isaiah said it best. I mean, Frank Vogel had confidence in his team. David West is guarding Ray Allen, and the play is designed for Ray Allen to come out and set the screen and try to force a switch. But Indiana changed the coverage. The same thing with Mario Chalmers. What Indiana decided to do was basically show a short show, open up, let through, stay at home, keep size on LeBron, and then everybody zone up and try to get a hand in the passing lane. And if you look at his play, look what Paul George did. He took a different angle this time, cut LeBron James off, and then you had Lance Stevenson, David West, and George Hill all playing center field in the passing lane. So LeBron James, he may have saw Ray Allen open for a moment, but if you go back and look at the play, and LeBron James look at it, nobody was really open. Indiana scouted the play. They knew it was coming. They did a great job.
And I thought you got to give credit to the coach tonight because he trusted his players. He did not take Hibbert out of the game. And he put West on Ray Allen for the last 2 possessions. And that showed a lot of confidence and a lot of trust in those bigs that they could handle those switches, they could handle those rotations. And because of their length and their size, they were able to get in the passing lane and cause deflections. And that was the growth and the learning from game 1 to game 2.
Nate, if you're a LeBron James teammate, now at the podium after the game, he said, I let my teammates down. What do you tell LeBron?
I mean, first and foremost, I tell him it's not his fault. It's bigger plays in the game than just that one. I mean, everybody, in the game, you're on the team. It's all of us. It's not just one guy. So it's not just anything that he did. Of course, he turned the ball over in a crucial time, but as a team, it's bigger than LeBron. It's everybody. Everybody contributes, and they win together, they lose together.
Now, Isaiah, it was a frustrating end to game 1 for Roy Hibbert, but he stepped up huge in game 2.
Not only did he step up huge, but he kept his composure, and he's been very solid and steady throughout these playoffs. And you look at him scoring in the paint, he's got left-hand hooks, he's got right-hand hooks, he's tapping it in on the offensive side of the ball, and he's been the difference for the Indiana Pacers. He was a difference in the New York series, and right now he's a difference in this series in terms of keeping them involved and keeping this and tying this series up at 1-1 right now.
Very efficient, 10 of 15 from the field, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. And it's time for the stat of the night presented by Corona Extra. Look at the Pacers starting backcourt of George Hill and Lance Stevenson. They go from 12 points in game 1 to 28 in game 2, 4 of 19 from the field in game 1, 10 of 20 in game 2. And George Hill, a big reason why those numbers increased in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, we all been saying it. We expect Roy Hibbert and David West to dominate inside because they have the size. But this game came down to Lance Stevenson and George Hill making plays, taking care of the ball, making timely shots. And the key is not turning the ball over. 20 turnovers. Every time Indiana has 19-plus turnovers, they lose. Under that, they win. They know the formula. Good defense, stay at home, and don't turn the ball over. And George Hill was the key. LeBron said it. Everyone said it. He was the X factor because he came out, he made shots, he made big free throws, but he took care of the basketball. And what people don't understand, Miami is not forcing the turnovers like they normally do. And in order for them to win this series, they got to force turnovers because they're going to give up stuff on the offensive rebounding end.
So, Nate, as we're watching Paul George throw that baby down at the end of the third, you stood up out of your chair and you were howling. Why was that the turning point in the game, in your opinion?
I mean, that's a big play from a big player, and like I was telling you guys earlier, that's Vince Carter-ish. Vince Carter used to do dunk contest dunks in games like this, playoff games, regular season games, but for him, the 2 dribbles. Like, that's why I love going left. 1-2 dribbles, you got a guy like that that's super athletic, that's an easy play. And for him, I was expecting a little bit more either yelling or you got to do the Birdman, like you ain't dunking, you ain't blocking this. This is a dunk, and you sign the autograph, and that's a poster. Sign it, put it up in the room.
Yeah, and in a playoff game like this on the road, as Nate said, you need your big-time players to step up, and that was a huge confidence builder for them going down the stretch.